Hello and welcome to the Comic Conspiracy episode 239 for the week of December 8th, 2015. My name is Ryan Higgins. Who is here with me this week?
Brock Sager.
Bryce, in for the long haul.
Jim Jokisch.
And Charlie.
Everyone's microphone is now on. Thank you, guys. Toby's supposed to be here. He has our reading copies of our books that we're talking about. I don't know where the hell Toby is. And Bryce, I hear we're going to have an epic, hour-long, frame-by-frame discussion of the Batman v Superman trailer. But unfortunately, you have to leave in 3 minutes. So
3 minutes is accurate.
So why don't you tell me how much you loved the Batman v Superman trailer, and then after you leave, we'll get into a more in-depth conversation with Brock.
That's
the
fair.
other big fan.
So I think that I've been here at the shop for like an hour and ready to start as soon as I got here, and you've been dragging your feet because you knew I had to leave.
It's Tuesday. We start when we start.
What do you run a comic shop? What is
Well, he was too busy selling you comics.
Yeah, well, that's true.
That was a big stack of comics.
It was a big stack of comics.
Kelly doesn't listen
nice
to this podcast, does she?
Hip hop variants? I hope not. Hi, baby. Anyway, okay, really quick.
I'll take that out in post.
The trailer, excuse me, the trailer discussion is tough, and I was telling the guys earlier, I can't talk about the Civil War trailer because I haven't seen it, and I'm not going to watch it, so I can't really say the good or the bad about it, so I would appreciate it, and I hope you do spoiler tags on those, because I do listen to the parts of the podcast that I'm not on.
When we go see Star Wars, you're going to have to la 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 la.
Yeah, I'm going to la la la.
There will be a Civil War trailer.
And I will la 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 the whole fucking way through it. Anyway, Man of Steel, I already gave you guys my cheat sheet notes. Basically, at the end
Should I read your replies when the scenes we discuss come up in your...
Actually, yeah, that'd be fucking great, because that took me like an hour of work, which I was getting paid for. Don't tell my boss. I hope he's not also listening to this podcast. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, there's some really fucking cool moments. There were some really lame moments. And just like any movie, I'm going to wait and see. So here's another caveat that I didn't want to extrapolate my argument too much more on Facebook than I did. Sometimes podcast listeners, most of the time, in deference to Mr. Higgins, being a friend of Ryan's,
We have photography proof now, photographic proof of our friendship. So
was not referring to that. Have you guys seen? Did she tag us?
that could be the episode picture. It's just
You should do that. That would get plenty of hits, but
Hey,
maybe
now.
from the wrong crowd. There's a picture. I don't know if she tagged us.
on Facebook. Yeah,
But did she tag us our names?
I think so.
All right, so you guys probably saw the one where I'm planting one on Mr. Higgins during his wedding. That was probably better than us dancing to House of Pain together. Both happened on the same night, and only one of us, I think, was drunk. Isn't that
I think only one of you remembers it.
Oh, I definitely remember it.
I was drunk on Busy.
That's fair. So anyway, yes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. The trailer was fine. I mean, Zack Snyder, fucking Sucker Punch, fucking all of his movies are so stylized, and that's either your style or it's not. And you know, for me, it was for 300, and it hasn't been for every other movie he's done since Man of Steel or not Man of Steel. I'm sorry.
Did you not like Watchmen?
You know, Watchmen, I felt was really good because he went so far out of his way to like do almost frame by frame like production of the comic
Until he lost the comic in the third
of the
act.
graphic novel. Dude, I don't know. I think that he did like shot for shot in so many scenes that it's hard to like get upset because he was so cognizant of like the fan outrage that could happen if he didn't. So I kind of like I'm in this mixed bag where I respect him for like doing that, but at the same time, like I liked the movie, but I didn't love it. I loved 300, but Sucker Punch I fucking thought was just so silly. Man of Steel, I think that one or two of us know how I feel about that. And I forget what else he's even done, but my point is that like that's a very hard style, like. That like you're going to commit to that style or you're not, and so for me, I'm not a fan of it. And as I said on the Facebook post, you know, I really like the idea of a Dark Knight Batman movie. That's fucking sounds really legit cool. I can't. It's kind of like Nick Cage in anything. I can't not see him. I won't be able to watch this movie and not see him. And again, that's just me, and so other people don't have that, and that's good for you guys. And then my third main complaint was, I forget what it was. Do you remember what it was offhand?
Not offhand.
It's been a long train ride. Anyway, at the end of the day, you can't judge a movie by its trailer. I thought that Man of Steel was bad, even though I don't remember the trailer, and I probably loved it. So we'll see. We'll see what it is. And
the Man of Steel trailer was a very kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
Vague.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. They didn't give you a lot to go on in those original Man of Steel trailers. I mean, later you saw more action scenes, but especially early on, they were very, I don't want to say heavy-handed, but it was very, heavy. And, which I felt a lot of that. But, we'll talk more in depth about the trailer.
So you guys can talk more about it after I leave and can't defend my position.
Don't read your comments. It'll be okay.
So, anyway, my third one was Jesse Eisenberg. I think that dude is such... And look, I'm a nerd. I don't mean this in a derogatory necessarily fashion, but that dude's such a little tweaker, geeky, unimpressive, I want my Lex Luthor to be a fucking scary, businessman that's willing to just go batshit crazy. He's a fucking little nerdy frat boy that's, fucking some millennial that knows technology really well. I don't know. He's not fucking Lex Luthor to me. And again, just like those other two things, this is just a me thing, and I think that other people share this opinion. And I also said I haven't seen Fantastic Four and I haven't seen Spider-Man to this day because they were so fucking bad. And just like this movie, I'm going to wait till the reviews come out and I'm going to sort of make my decision then.
You're going to be there with us opening day.
So that was what I wanted to say earlier. Fuck, I got. That was what I was getting to earlier about being a friend extracurricularly with Mr. Higgins, and I do mean sexually, is that sometimes Mr. Higgins organizes these big group events. So we're going to see Star Wars on opening night. If I was in charge of that, I would absolutely be seeing Star Wars at home on my couch because I just didn't get around to seeing it because, as a lot of you guys know, when you're married, a lot of your especially with kids, a lot of your going out days depend on babysitters and, what your wife will give you a hall pass for. But Mr. Higgins, is very good about arranging these sort of geek nights or nerd nights or whatever, where he gets a big crew together for a fun event like Star Wars opening night. So if that happens, then I might have it would be tough to argue, but. Dude, you didn't do that for Fantastic Four and you didn't do that for Spider-Man. And
yeah, fuck those movies.
well, you saw them both opening weekends, so what the fuck?
I don't do it for every movie.
No, I know
at
you
this
don't.
point,
I know you don't. But this is such a big deal that you will do it for this, but you still, by the way, won't sit down with me for a Man of Steel commentary, which I'm still waiting for.
One day, we'll do it.
You do keep saying one day, and so maybe one day it will happen. But anyway,
maybe you'll have a Batman versus Superman commentary.
Dude, so I have my sales overlay rep that does more consulting, go-to-market, webinars, white papers type of thing at work. And he's always...
Right over my head. What did you just say?
Sorry. So there's a sales overlay rep that So I'm in sales.
Yes.
And I sell things to people.
Yes.
And let's say that I sell widgets to
differently in the way that I sell things.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, metaphorically, not that different.
Sure.
So let's say I sell widgets. Let's say I also get credit for selling wadgets. And I have this guy that works with me that sells wadgets exclusively. So I want to work with him to sell more wadgets because I get credit for them. Yes. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Anyway, so I guess the story is turning out to be a total fucking bust. But I
understand.
I just wish more of you guys were in sales. You would totally understand what I'm saying. So anyway, so I refer to him lately as he's Superman, I'm Batman, because I'm willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to get the deal.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, no, Bryce, we got to follow the rules. We can't, we can't cut any corners. And I'm totally being that shady salesperson, we don't need to, we can just sort of do this thing and not tell our internal selling. It's more difficult to selling it internally, which is what you have to deal with at a big company.
I understand.
Anyway, and he's like, oh, I'm Superman. That's kind of cool. And I'm like, yeah, well, not only do you not look like Superman, you're also the nerd of the two of us. But I don't say that to him. He's a good guy. Anyway,
hopefully he's not listening to the podcast.
I guarantee you he's not listening to the podcast. Superman would not listen to the podcast. Anyway.
Now Toby's here. He's going to take your seat. Or I guess Jim's going to take your seat, and Toby's going to take his seat back from Jim. The tables have realigned. We are all back to where we're supposed to be. Thank you, Bryce. We'll have you on next week to talk more stuff, or in a couple weeks to talk more stuff. That's what? Oh, both. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So now that Bryce is gone, let's talk about the Batman v Superman trailer.
Oh!
Bryce he was just waiting for it. I don't know.
Your Bronze Age.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, your jacket. Don't leave your jacket. All right. Goodbye, Bryce. The listeners are excited, are enthralled by Bryce leaving. Bye.
We can turn the volume up now.
Toby, you should get on mic. Oh, you're still reading your Star-Lord comic. Okay.
Now you can start recording.
Let's talk about... Oh, yeah. Shh, quiet. He's not that...
That'll go over really
He's
good.
not that far in his car.
He's going to be listening to this going, damn.
So Batman v Superman trailer. Let's talk about this guy for a minute here. Yeah, some of you guys listening may be familiar with friend of the Geek Box, Greg Miller, who runs Kind of Funny and Kind of Funny Games. And what? He's been on the Geek Box. Back in the day, he was on the Geek Box a couple times.
Really?
Yeah. We rolled to some high rollers back in the day before they were famous. So Greg Miller had a pretty epic video that got passed around quite a lot about his 25-minute breakdown of the Batman v Superman trailer. And I just want to say, I agree with him 100%.
Now I need to watch this damn
Let me rephrase this. I
Yeah,
agree
you didn't
with him.
bother fucking putting this on the internal site so we watch it before we come here and record this shit?
I agree with him maybe 95% because I think he didn't
Again,
love...
you didn't bother to post this so we can know what you're talking about?
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
He does it to make us feel small.
I'm not sure how he felt about Jesse Eisenberg. I'm not sure if he liked him or not. Maybe, I can't remember. Maybe he did. There was something that I was like, I still disagree with that. But everything else I agree with. So if you've seen that video, you'll probably know where I'm going to come from during this conversation.
I think they already know.
Yeah. No, you have to understand. I mean, I'm excited for Batman v Superman. Okay, obviously. I was excited when that first trailer came out. I was excited when we went to go do our little video, our little preview thing that we did, and we saw the same trailer twice. And I was like, well, that's kind of stupid, but whatever. It's a cool trailer. All right. So when I saw there was going to be a new trailer, I thought, okay, well, this is the trailer. This is the final thing I'm going to watch about Batman v Superman. So I've already seen the teaser. Now we're getting the real trailer. So, okay, I'm not expecting...
This is actually trailer 2.
Well, they had the thing that we saw on IMAX, or the thing we saw in the movie theater was the first trailer, right? And then there was, or was that the teaser? I don't even remember now. Well, there was a couple.
That was the one where they added them going at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, that was the premiere of the first glimpse of the movie. That's
right.
The teaser.
So this is the second bit of footage we've seen, obviously, and this is where I cut off. This is where I'm like, all right, I'm done. And I was hoping for some cool stuff. I figured it'd be an extended version of that. I figured it'd be kind of more of the same. Instead, holy crap, in some way, they kind of just give us the entire movie in the trailer, which normally I hate, but for something like this, I mean, I'm just so excited for the movie that I was like, okay, I'm totally fine with this because this looks even way better than I had any idea. I fucking loved every single second of that trailer, including Jesse Eisenberg. I thought Jesse Eisenberg was fucking hilarious. I loved him. I thought it was so good. And we're gonna get to the Doomsday thing, or is it Doomsday? Later. Well, we'll talk about that at the end of at the end of this discussion. But it was more colorful, which I know a lot of people complain about Man of Steel. There was a lot of comedy. Ben Affleck nails that animated series half smirk. If you see the side-by-side comparison, it's fucking perfect.
Yep.
His Batman voice is awesome. His Bruce Wayne voice is even awesome. Clark Kent was totally fine. That's the most Clark Kent we've seen, period.
I was worried about Ben Affleck, but the dialogue he presented in the trailer,
he's great.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Wonder Woman, the most badass scene in the entire trailer, kind of giving some context to footage we've seen earlier. There's a little more context given now. And then that ending. And we'll get to that later. But holy shit. This trailer was... I almost don't even know if I want to see the movie because I don't think it's going to be as good as the trailer. The trailer was perfect. I fucking loved it. I was so excited. So excited. Oh, and also later, after you guys kind of give your little piece, did you guys see the kind of explanation for the unmasking of Batman? Did you hear about that?
Dream Nightmare.
Yeah. Did you hear about that? Okay, we'll talk about that after.
He also breaks somebody's neck in the Dream Nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, I guess for me, I suspected that's what it was. It seemed like that's probably what it was, but I did not go looking for any confirmation.
So let's go this way around the table. Start with the hater first. Let's go this way. Brock.
Yep.
What do you think about that trailer?
Hattie Brock.
I'm excited to see Batman.
It's the same spiel you said before. Has this trailer not changed anything?
I didn't like Jesse Eisenberg at all. I thought it was Lex to me doesn't have that much kind of comedy to him. I know that when Gene Roddenberry played him, he added a little more.
Gene Hackman?
Gene Hackman, that's it. Sorry.
Wow, fumble. Okay.
Whatever.
Gene Roddenberry played Lex Luthor?
Yeah, I got the first name right.
All right, keep going.
Yeah, there's a lot of comedy in those.
There's a lot of comedy in those ones, but he also played a very kind of serious Lex and more like his body type fit it more. Jesse Eisenberg to me doesn't. I just literally I'm sitting there watching it going, Social Network. And
that is a movie he was in. Mm-hmm. Gene Hackman was also in other movies where he looked exactly like Lex.
No, I know. But I mean, we'll see. The stuff that they've shown, it doesn't give the full picture. So
I actually totally disagree. I think we have the entire picture in that trailer. So Lex sets him up. They fight. Then they meet Wonder Woman. They become friends. Lex goes, "I'm going to sick Doomsday on you guys because you're not killing each other fast enough." And they beat Doomsday and their friends. End of the movie.
But the thing is, we don't get the darker side of Lex at that point. We kind of see it when he's flicking Lois Lane in the face or tapping her head.
Yeah.
So again, based on what I've seen, I'm not excited for seeing Lex. That was the most Clark Kent, like you said, that we've gotten out of anything. So that's a plus.
Yep.
But again, Zack Snyder's Man of Steel just ruined Superman for me. So it's hard to want to watch the Superman stuff that's going to be in this movie. And I noticed that both of them have butts on their chins. They have the cleft in their chins, like both actors.
They got a strong jaw.
Yeah, they have the strong jawlines.
A lot of people have that.
So,
Jim, hit me.
Alexander Luthor. I thought Jesse Eisenberg did very well. It's not the first Lex. It's like Lex Jr.
Yeah, sure.
You know, he's a kid. He's acting out.
Alexander Luthor is actually a great.
I see him more as an Earth 2 or
Earth 3.
Earth 3. Alexander Luthor.
Sure.
Also, the long red hair. That's straight out of whenever Luthor got cloned after his body was dying. So we don't know if it's going to be somewhere along that timeline. I thought Jesse Eisenberg did okay. I was very reserved. I want Luthor to be somewhat of a little thinner Kingpin. I want him to have that mass. I want him to have that strength, like he did in the Superman Batman. Public Enemies. I want President Luthor.
I've been a huge fan more traditionally of the businessman Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
But realize that is only the modern take on Lex, and in fact, that's only the.
That only started when Byrne took over and he did it.
Yeah, so. He was a scientist. He was a mad scientist for every appearance prior to the Byrne stuff. Yep. That's Lex Luthor, and they've brought that back again. Sort of, they've comboed the two together in the post final or in the post Infinite Crisis stuff. Yeah. So, yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I thought I had reservations again about Ben Affleck playing Batman. I thought he nailed the dialogue, and from what we saw so far, and I like the line. Maybe it's the Gotham in me. Dealing with clowns in suits. I thought that was great. The little smirk. Yeah, I caught the little smirk on the first time going through with that. I want to bring up the whole Doomsday / something else.
We'll get to that.
We'll come back to that later on. Yeah. Luthor as a mad scientist again. That again points something towards. Is it Doomsday? Is it something else? So I like it. I like Man of Steel, and I think this is going to be. I think this will be a nice ride. So I would like to see. I can't wait to see my cameos though of the others. So.
Ooh, a lot. You know what? I really try to shut down, but man, it's hard to ignore stuff. A lot of talk.
Oh man,
a lot of talk of what's going on in this movie. Hard to ignore.
Toby,
I actually did not like this trailer, and I didn't know what the big deal was. I really, really liked the previous trailer because I thought it was just the right amount of things to show you. just feel like they showed just a tad bit too much in this one that I didn't really want to see. And it's the first time that I was like, shit, this is what Ryan is talking about. Like, this is just one too many trailers already. Because up to this point, I'm a trailer whore, man. I'll watch anything I can freaking watch, right? So, I really like trailers. But this is the first time, like, I kind of wish I would have seen that in the movies.
I had this... Avengers wasn't the one that did it, but I think it was the one that pushed me over the edge.
Yeah.
When in the trailer... I think I feel like I just talked about this too. In the trailer, when Hulk catches Iron Man and he slides down the building, I'm watching the entire Avengers movie. I'm like, where's that scene? And then he saves him at the very end, and I'm like, oh, okay, way to show the last scene in the trailer. And and that really is kind of the thing that stuck to me. That I'm like, fuck, multiple trailers. That said, I'm still really happy I saw this trailer.
You just got too much of hard on right now, my friend.
I do.
With that being said, though,
you're saying that, and all I'm seeing is your hand move up and down towards your crotch, pulling.
I'm moving my change around.
Sure, okay, whatever.
That being said, though, I originally was very not on board with the Ben Affleck thing. I mean, I was when Heath Ledger got cast, man. I'm standing to this day. I was on board right away, man. I saw it right away. With Ben Affleck, the Batfleck thing, I just didn't see it. I was hoping for it better, and then I watched a movie called Runner, where he's kind of a bad guy, and I'm like, fuck, if he does that as Bruce Wayne, this is totally gonna work, and it's totally how he's doing it. So and the way he delivered that Gotham line has a little street in him, a little edge. I'm like, okay, I'm really digging the Batfleck, so I'm fully on board at this point. Obviously, my other highlight is the amazing Wonder Woman showing up from the Shield. The way they delivered that was freaking perfect. I really didn't want to see the Doomsday thingy or whatever it is. I was so against it, but then I got Wonder Woman out of that, so I'm like thrown off. I'm like, I really hate that they revealed him, but on the other side, that Wonder Woman scene was so freaking fantastic. I loved it. And last but not least, Lex Luthor. I'm gonna go out on a limb that the crazy Lex Luthor that we're seeing is not really Lex. I think that's him putting a charade for the public. I think there's going to be a different Lex that, when the door's closing.
Oh, absolutely.
That he is actually a lot different. That this is like kind of like the public persona Lex that he's playing. But I think I could be totally wrong. But I have a feeling when the door's closed, we're going to see a completely different Lex Luthor.
They've done that with Lex a couple of times. When Action did it right before the New 52 stuff, they had all those issues with Lex in it, and there was kind of this persona that he presented to everybody else, but then you saw something completely different when he was talking to the Lois robot.
Right.
So and that's the thing is this trailer didn't give us kind of that dynamic in him. And
I don't want to see that. That's again, I don't want to see any. I could have done it without Lex Luthor in the fucking trailer. I don't want to see that. I want to just see a tease, some action, some blowy up shit, and some cool music. I'm good, man. I'm like, see Wonder Woman. I'm good. I don't want to see more. I mean, Wonder Woman was perfect.
So anytime
I don't
Toby needs to see that, just send him another Fast and the Furious trailer.
Pretty much, man. They do it perfect. Well, there's not much stories in Fast and Furious Fast and Furious movies, but I don't want to see, and I could be totally wrong. Maybe that's the Lex we get, and which is fine too. So I don't mind.
Could you have done it without? I mean, with Wonder Woman getting blasted and never seeing what blasted her?
I think so, but the setup was good. I just didn't want to see DB Sorrow, Doomsday, or anything. I also will go on a limb saying he's wearing a wig, that he's actually bald the entire time.
Oh yeah, I'll go with that. I'll go with that too. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's just my couple of 2 cents there. Charlie, man.
Yeah.
Charlie.
If there's anyone that's got a raging hard-on like me, it's Charlie. I know.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I had a raging hard-on on the previous trailer. This one actually got me a little limb, my friend.
I'm sitting right across from him, and he's a big guy. Please don't scare me like that.
So overall, I really, really like this trailer. I am under one of those categories of not really liking, especially the early portrayal of Lex in the trailer. And I think it finally dawned on me why. I like my calculating, controlling Lex. He was just a little too animated for me. And that's kind of okay because actually Jim almost has me sold on the idea of I have seen very successful versions of Lex that weren't as cold and calculating as I've kind of gotten used to, but still it's more the Lex that I kind of prefer right now. That being said, I loved a lot of the sort of character interaction scenes. I actually kind of feel like they gave you a tease of what Batman's going to be like in the movie, what Bruce Wayne's going to be like in the movie, what Clark Kent's going to be like in the movie. And other than, as you said, the sort of doomsday reveal, I kind of feel like it balanced very, very well, not giving away a massive amount. And then you kind of get that reveal at the end where I kind of agree that I could have done without that reveal, because I kind of feel like the trailer stood on its own without it.
Well,
that being said, it also worries me a little how much they gave away, just because I have seen some fantastic trailers over the years that literally only show you like stuff that happens within like the first 10% of the movie.
Well, let's think about it this way. Star Wars has a level of mysteriousness about the script, about what's going on. I don't think they're really going for that in Batman v Superman. I mean, hey, guess what? Batman and Superman are going to be friends. Hey, guess what? None of them are going to die. Hey, guess what? They're going to beat Lex or Doomsday or whatever. I mean,
we don't know nobody's going to die.
But if they had managed to keep the Doomsday reveal a little more secret, you would have gotten that holy shit moment in the theater that now you have sort of the reverse of, I wonder when they're going to get to that.
If they wouldn't have revealed Doomsday / whatever he is,
but
it would have been a Thanos moment.
But he's going to end up being the major villain in the movie.
You're going to see him on toy racks at Target. So, with that said, I don't mind seeing him in the trailer. But, I don't know. I'm a torn man.
Well, okay.
I totally agree that it would have gotten spoiled before the movie came out if it was in a Lego set or that stuff happens all the fucking time.
Do this.
It's inevitable.
I got one thing to say about Lex, and then we'll move on to Doomsday. I'm not going to lie. The greatest version of Lex is the animated series version of Lex Luthor, right? I mean,
a lot of greatest versions are in the animated
Exactly. That is one of absolutely the best portrayal of Lex Luthor in probably any format. Would I love that Lex Luthor in the movie? Absolutely. Am I okay with this version? Yeah, I am. That's kind of my... I agree, the better version, and I like the businessman version more than the mad scientist version, but I like his portrayal in that trailer. It was just so wacky. I don't know. It really clicked with me.
This is also...
Yeah, but this is the reason why it bothered me. I have never sat there and been like, Lex, he's a wacky guy.
Not wacky in a weird way. Wacky in like a
almost on the bordering on the insane.
Like a drunken master kind of wacky,
Psychotic.
This is the thing is the trailer kind of gives you that he's like Superman's Joker. It makes it
a little bit,
and that's the thing is like it's awkward because that's not who Lex Luthor is.
Well, it's not who we associate him with nowadays, and that is a very good point that's already been made on the podcast. Is Lex, just like all these other characters, have gone through so many different iterations.
I have a more theory on this Lex Luthor and being closed door thing. I have a feeling at the end of the movie he's going to be in jail. And that in about 2 movies, he's going to come out of jail being a beefed up guy, has money, and it's already bold. So I think there's a lot of things in place that there's a lot of moving pieces. Like, there's a lot of reveals in these Arrow shows, the Flash shows.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that, this Lex might be this Lex for now. In about 2 movies, we have maybe something a lot closer than what we used to.
Yeah.
This is the first Lex we're seeing in the movie. Yeah. It doesn't mean it's the final version of him. It's just the first iteration of him.
And again, I could be totally wrong, but I could see them going, he goes to jail 2 movies later. He comes out of jail. He's bigger dude and he's ready to take over the world. Yeah, older, right?
Yeah.
And a little more calculated at that point. He got, some time to think. So I wouldn't put it past him.
Otis is with him.
Otis. So, Doomsday.
Can we stop calling him Doomsday?
Well, they're going to call him Doomsday. I think there's almost no doubt about that. They don't name that creature in the movie.
He looks like the Abomination from the Hulk movie.
Yeah.
He's not
Can we borrow your CG?
He's not that fake son Superman from Superman 4 or 5, whatever it was.
No. But I think... So early rumors, they were talking, the villain's going to be Doomsday. And then there were rumors that the villain's going to be Bizarro. Now, I honestly think he's both in this. Now, if you think about the classic Doomsday... He was a child. I think he's Kryptonian. It was Kryptonian scientist.
Yeah, he was early.
But I don't remember if it was if the kid himself was Kryptonian or not.
All right, it was a Kryptonian baby,
right?
That the scientist Bertrand kept on throwing out to on this primitive planet, which happened to be Krypton.
Right.
And
the wilds
and he kept on dying and bringing it back.
Right.
Reclone him
cloning.
until to the point that the clone could fight itself. Could adapt.
Forced evolution. It was forcing him to this point where basically he would evolve to the point where he could live on this uninhabitable world.
Right. Now, when you think about Bizarro, you think M. Bizarro, you think the number 1, you think the square planet, right? Okay. There's also another Bizarro. There's the modern Jeff Johns Bizarro, and then there's the A Bizarro, the kind of pre-crisis or the pre-New 52 version. That there was a Bizarro that was actually a clone of Superman, and it just didn't take properly. And
that's not the Bizarro origin now?
That's the new one. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, that's the current.
That's a more popular known one.
Either Star Labs or Lex tried to clone Superman. Something in the DNA didn't take, or they didn't have everything they need.
Down
and
Superman.
they got exactly.
Yeah, that's the New 52 version of Bizarro. Plus, there was a version of that Bizarro in the post-crisis books, but the original Bizarro was just an alien from another different planet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's a Bizarro
Bizarro world
and Bizarro Luther.
Don't want the Simpsons cover, right?
Yeah, they're all
the planet's square.
Yeah,
didn't the Macaroni do a Bizarro World cover?
I think so. Yeah.
So, if you think about that, again, it's a clone of a Kryptonian that's sort of deformed and doesn't really have all his powers.
Well, that's the thing is Lex has brought
or has different
head.
Powers, right? So Lex's
thing is that's what for me. That's like I see it and I'm like, okay, it kind of has the appearance of Doomsday, but it's not Doomsday.
Well, again, I think it's going to be it cloned from a Kryptonian, probably evolved into that creature. Now, is it because of an accident? Is it because he's cloned over and over? Again, Doomsday, despite being Kryptonian, to the best of my knowledge, never had heat vision. I don't think. Did they ever show him with heat vision? Because in that scene, when he lands, he shoots out like a heat vision, like a lava breath thing, which could be like a take on Bizarro. Again, Bizarro is the cold breath. He has like the heat breath. Yeah. And then there's that shot of Batman that's the Dark Knight shot where he's on like the side
tower,
of
the water
side
tower,
of the building.
Water tower,
that's not Superman that's shooting him. That's Doomsday slash Brainiac or slash Bizarro. So I don't think there's any doubt in my mind they're going to call him Doomsday. However, I think that Bizarro's modern origin will play a heavy role in this. It's a combination of the two characters, which I'm totally fine with. It's cool because they're very similar.
Even if it's not, I mean, they might be saving Doomsday for this next Superman movie.
Oh, they could, but it'd be weird because
they're so close.
That looks way more like Doomsday than Bizarro.
So the structures that are coming out in the bones and stuff like that.
That's
as Doomsday got beat down more, as he the bones grew out more and more pronounced. So I mean, during the battle, he could those bones could actually be more and more.
Yeah. It was his armor basically.
Yeah,
from sort of, and that was the thing about Doomsday in the sort of forced evolution. Is the idea of Doomsday didn't necessarily learn from the battles he fought, but he evolved from the battles he fought.
And that whole, again, this rumor of Doomsday being cloned from Zod was a rumor a while ago, and now it's like, I mean, again,
you got the actor to blame for that when he started saying, "Hey, I gotta wear flippy floppies and having extended arms and shit."
The trailer, I mean, makes it pretty clear that that's how this goes down. So, but obviously, we'll see. Who knows?
Maybe it's not Doomsday. Maybe it's not Bizarro. Maybe it's Bizod.
Have they named that Asian
Mercer?
Mercy?
Yeah, Mercy.
Yeah. Have they named her? Have they named that? I don't think they have.
No,
there's a bunch of actors in the movie that don't have names for their characters.
I went on IMDb. I went on Wikipedia.
IMDb means nothing. That's what I mean.
I'm just telling you the name that was attached to her.
Right.
It's Talamato from the Wolverine.
Right.
So that's who the actress is.
Yeah, I assume she's supposed to be Mercy.
It's supposed to be Mercy.
Right, but IMDb is
she's walking towards Lex with Zod's body.
Yeah, it's not all. I mean, IMDb is not always accurate. I'm
just telling you what's out there. That's it. So,
but I assume she's supposed to be Mercy. So there was talk that a few of the Justice League members were supposed to be in this movie. There's one that was seemingly confirmed, again, by people involved in the movie, whether they were supposed to say anything.
Can I say it?
I mean, I at this point, I think
Which one?
I would be surprised.
Oh, Ezra Miller.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a cameo.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
he could be very quick.
It could be like the
Post-credit scene or
the
something.
Flash season ender where we see the chick just looking up. We might just see Ezra Miller
for
looking
1
up.
second.
And Jason Momoa as Aquaman already has an action figure.
Yeah.
So
I saw that.
He is in the movie, and I'm holding that he's my golden card in the up their sleeves. That'll be the surprise in the movie.
What's that?
Well, they still haven't.
Aquaman.
Oh, he's
They-
totally in the movie.
They haven't done anything.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that he'll be the surprise. That
Supposedly Cyborg's in it, but they haven't mentioned anything about Green Lantern. So
Yeah, Green Lantern is the only one that's kind of has not been rumored to be in the movie.
Yeah.
Everyone else has.
I'm hoping for a really, really cool Aquaman scene,
that'd be fantastic.
and I want to know nothing about it until
Yeah, well, and that's what that's what I'm saying. At this point, I am in total shutdown mode, as hard as I can be. I don't want to see anything else.
So the only way you get it up is if we give you a blue pill at this point.
There you go.
All right.
I just don't want to see any more.
I thought it was the red pill we give him.
I'm sure I'll see more. I'm sure I'll hear stuff. I'm just trying to avoid it. We're 9 days from Star Wars.
Yep.
And nothing has been officially leaked. No giant plot synopsis.
I'm so mad. I watched TV shows on Hulu, and they fucking started playing Star Wars trailers on Hulu. I got fuck you, and they play it like 4 times in the same episode. I'm fuck you.
Yeah.
Well, I know my fiance's coworker, her husband is a good friend with one of the screenwriters, and so I've heard rumors.
Now, there's
of things.
rumors, but yeah, very, very little. Very little has come out, and I'm hoping Batman v Superman can keep some stuff a secret till the movie comes out. I don't want to see a trailer that's a shot of all the Justice League guys, like their quick little cameos. Like, I don't want to see that. At this point, I want nothing. I don't want to see anything else.
What if the movie ends like that Doctor Who special, the 50th, where at the very end you just see the Justice League like lining up,
all of them together,
and then it just goes to credits.
That'd be fine.
And it's just like boom, see you guys. See you guys in 2 years. Happy waiting.
Totally fine.
I would.
Oh, we got the Charlie Man started.
Charlie shut the book on that.
So, in general, when it comes to cameos in movies, this movie doesn't feel to me like it's gonna get outside of Gotham or Metropolis or wherever the big fight takes place in the end. And
keep talking, but there's 2 things I wanted to bring up.
And one of the things that all the cameos kind of like, I would prefer the cameos to be in a scene like that where they kind of all come together because of these big catastrophes leading into sort of the Justice League. But if they're not going to do that, this story doesn't scream out to me the need for more cameos. If you already have Wonder Woman there, you already have Batman, you already have Superman.
What if WB totally fucks with us, and then also we see fucking Grant Gustin in the fucking movie, and Mel in the movie?
No, but
The whole world would go, what?
My general sort of take on this is cameos work really, really well when you have a planet-level disaster that's causing the need to defend the various cities that exist out there.
Hold on. I could so see Toby's thing with like somehow they do the 52 realities and that's just one that pops up.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
Well, this goes to the planetary level disasters. Exactly what I was about to talk about.
Yeah.
There was a thing we didn't talk about. Another possible. I don't want to say cameo, but there's a shot, and we talked about the unmasking of Batman by Superman.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
did you realize that Superman can unmask Batman so well that he even took his eyeshadow off?
someone else commented about that.
That's pretty good.
But in that scene, people have, again, I don't know who came out. I guess it was some of the producers or someone talking about the movie that is like, oh, this is like a nightmare scenario that Superman has.
Superman has or
Batman
has. I'm sorry, Batman has about Superman. Now, there's a couple things. First, is it a nightmare that he's just having, or could it maybe be a little fear toxin induced little nightmare? Maybe a little Scarecrow, maybe a little Joker cameo, maybe. That's what I'm throwing out there. But more importantly, what did we see in that trailer?
Parademons or harpies?
Something.
Parademons.
Those look like fucking parademons.
Which brings about Apocalypse and Darkseid.
Yeah. One, is it just a freak out hallucination by Bruce Wayne and not actually supposed to be parademons? Or two, are they gonna Is the Thanos reveal in the credits? You know, is the post credit scene gonna be a pullback? You know, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are standing there like, we saved the city, and it pulls back, and then you see like another monitor. You see like, you know, this big big fucking crystal or monitor or whatever, and there's another one, and there's Flash, and another one, and there's Cyborg, and another one, and then it just turns and it's fucking just Darkseid. All right, like. Are we gonna actually get Darkseid in this movie?
The funny thing I found,
like a tease.
You know, a lot of people were like weirded out by him wearing that brown coat and it being during the day and all that stuff, and they were saying things. And then I finally realized, like watching this one, I was like, he looks like Damian, an older Damian.
Oh yeah, he's totally got that jacket. Yeah,
that's totally an homage to kind of the Damian look.
Could be
for Batman. So.
That very well possibly.
I mean, because you also noticed the that the smirk from the animated. So this could just be it's a dream or nightmare sequence or whatever, and this is a thing to Batman 666 and the Son of Batman stuff.
Could be. I mean, it's supposed to be him, but that Ash's Superman stuff. It's just the nightmare guys. But I mean,
the garb he's wearing is like the Russian garb.
It looks like Red Sun.
Red Sun. Yeah.
So, just taken from a few different places. I don't know. Am I excited for this movie.
Yeah, we know.
It's going to be a long 3 months.
The table's
Are you excited?
Oh, geez. It's going to be a very long 3 months. But I'll tell you what else I'm excited for. Legends of Tomorrow. And we got the lead-up 2 episodes, the Flash and Arrow. We haven't talked about Flash and Arrow in a couple weeks. The Flash and Arrow crossover. With the full kind of backstory and reveal of Hawkman and Hawkgirl.
Hawkman, Hawkgirl looked awesome.
What do you guys think? Everyone saw it?
They shoved a ton of shit.
They did
in those 2 episodes. Like
they could have had another entire episode and for more information.
I watched the Flash one going, holy crap, what else are they going to put in here? And then I watched the Arrow one going, holy shit, what are they going to put in here?
There's just a lot of characters at this point, and they're not shying away from just putting everyone in these episodes. Vandal Savage was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if I had any issues with Ra's al Ghul last year, which I felt like didn't click the way I wanted Ra's, they nailed Vandal Savage. He was, perfect. Perfect. I thought they did such a good job with Vandal Savage. Hawkman, Hawkgirl, grow on me. I like them. Don't love them. I thought it was an interesting start. I keep seeing all I think about when I think of Hawkman is Stargate. What the guy's name?
Yeah, Michael Shanks.
Michael Shanks, because he was in Smallville, and I thought he did a great job. As Hawkman.
He did a fantastic job.
So I was kind of like, God, they should have just brought him back. What's he doing? It's so good. But no,
I thought it was a great way that they introduced the Nth metal.
Yeah.
It was a nice kind of
Nth metal.
Yeah.
Barry's time travel was pretty great.
I fucking called it.
Well, when they kill everyone, you're like, oh, fine.
No, I called it with season 4 because you said, what are they going to do? And I said, they're going to fucking bring his kid back. They're going to do that shit. And you're like, no. They're gonna,
you're talking about Oliver's kid. Yeah, Ollie's kid. Yeah.
That's been pretty obviously building up to that for a while.
They teased her.
But when we were talking about after season 3, we were talking about it on the podcast. And he had said, I don't know.
Well, I thought that was weird. Like, the whole kid thing.
Well, he ran into her at the coffee shop last season. I mean, it was obvious they were going to do it.
Was it
was just a matter of time.
Or was it the beginning of this season?
It was last season.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't...
I like it when they slowly build something like that up. Yeah. And I knew they were going to do it, so... But I just don't understand why his name is not Connor.
William
Connor Hawk.
Yeah, could be. He's also not half Asian. At least he doesn't look half Asian, so...
Throw him in a Satan spit and see if he comes up half Asian, half black.
Jesus.
But that, I don't know. Man, I am now so excited for Legends of Tomorrow. We talked about that more recent trailer that they had,
you're
right?
You need an entire new DVR system and just to record all the episodes to watch everything.
God, so many shows.
You didn't watch Supergirl last night, did you?
We need to talk about
that. We can talk about that.
We need to talk about that.
Well, we can talk about Supergirl in a minute, but
sweating right now.
But hold on. But Flash Arrow crossover. Any last comments? I mean, at this point,
I think he did it. We're good.
I was kind of bummed they didn't have Constantine come back in because of the magic stuff.
Oh, he would have fit in perfectly.
I was like, oh, just come on, bring him in, and they didn't. I kind of felt that
it leaves it open to bring him in later.
There's still
there was a rumor
that he's popping up in Legends. Yeah.
Well, the rumor I was looking at is that if they do go for like a second season on Legends, they'll do a rotating cast.
Yeah,
of course.
So it won't be the same group of characters, and he'd be included in the next group.
Dude, could you see the question and Constantine?
And there's a rumor that Robbie's going to come back soon.
Well, he was doing X-Files, right?
Well,
so I think
he was flat out confirmed that he'd be coming back. I don't know when, but
I know, but they just now put something out today on the internet about him coming back in, so it'll probably be soon.
Yeah, I think.
So do you think he's sitting there on Earth too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Again,
he's kicking it right now.
Going back to the animated series, you have Green Arrow, you have Black Canary, you have Huntress in the show. Yeah, we need the question on this show. We need the question.
Which one? Renee Montoya?
I'm fine with either. I love Renee
and
Montoya, and I love the original. I'm fine with either. So,
I think they should do the original.
But
they can start with the original. Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah.
Well, now that they worked in Constantine, they could even bring in the Spectre.
Well, no, they could.
I mean, he wasn't Constantine. Yeah.
Well, if you're going to start Charlton characters, then you can. If you're going to go the question, then you got to bring in Captain Atom.
Well, they keep talking. About Cord Industries, but there was some stuff where they're not going to use Blue Beetle, I guess. So
why?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Some legal stuff?
I don't know.
No blue and gold. No blue and gold.
No. Booster is another one. Again, if we have Rip Hunter this season,
you have to have Booster if you have Rip.
Has to be Booster Gold.
You have to have Booster if you have Rip.
Yeah. Oh,
Rip doesn't exist without Booster.
Can I actually talk very briefly about what will actually be the greatest comic book movie of next year?
Can we talk briefly about Supergirl and
Fast
the
and
reveal?
Furious 8?
Well, we can talk about that in a second, but the actual best comic book movie next year will be Justice League.
Age of Apocalypse.
Lego DC Superheroes Justice League Cosmic Clash featuring the Legion of Superheroes. Hell yes! Anyone see the trailer? Came out today. So good.
Just so everyone knows, I hope they release every single Lego action figure for the Legion.
You were talking, Toby. You were talking
already.
Yeah, you were talking about the Legion figures.
Yeah.
Legion movie.
Jeff Johns has his fucking fingerprint all over the fucking media. Right
Last
now,
time we saw Legion, it was in Smallville.
Look,
I enjoyed Saturn Girl, Lightning Lad, and Cosmic Boy.
Now they're back in Lego form.
Let me tell you what's been happening in the Lego, and this is how I know fucking Jeff Johns is at fault. All right, last year the Target, the Lego Square exclusive was fucking Jeff Johns Superboy, right? And this year, it's a fucking Legion character. You know this motherfucker has his hands all over this. And all the Teen Titans characters from his run have been slowly popping out in other sets. Like, there's Beast Boy, there's Starfire.
Like his version.
Yeah,
of him,
his
right?
version. They've been slowly popping out sets. Plus that Superboy, man. I'm like, holy shit. And now it's Legion. I'm like, that Jeff Johns, dude. He's doing something with Lego. I'm waiting for the fucking Jeff Johns Lego at this point.
Yeah. But Supergirl.
I'd get that Lego.
Hey, Jeff Johns.
We know you would.
Wasn't
Titans
he in?
Tower.
Well, he was in the fucking game, Lego Batman 3.
Yeah.
So was Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for the exclusive Kevin and Jeff Johns combo.
That.
Yeah.
So I did not see this episode of Supergirl, but I was on the internet. Right? Okay,
was.
Fucking internet.
I can attest
Imagine that.
This.
I was on the internet last night, and about 6 o'clock, about 5:55 p.m. our time last night on Monday. All of a sudden, my feed went, holy shit, Supergirl, holy shit, Supergirl, oh my God. And I was like, well, good, people are watching Supergirl. I really like it, but what happened? And then I saw a picture of what the hell's the guy's name? Cyborg Superman. What the hell's his guy's name?
Hank
Henshaw. So we're going to spoil a little bit of Supergirl here. So spoiler alert if you don't want to know.
We're going to completely spoil Supergirl here.
So I saw a picture of Hank Henshaw with the red eyes, and people were like, they introduced DC's new character. And I went, oh, he's not Cyborg Superman, is he? He's fucking Martian Manhunter.
I fucking told you!
And I clicked the link, and I went, yep, he was Martian Manhunter.
Fucking told you.
So
Now, Now, archivists of this podcast should go back and listen to an episode a few months ago where apparently Toby calls him being the Martian Manhunter. I don't recall this.
I did it in the store. I don't know if it's also on the podcast.
Okay.
I did it in the store. But so I was in the store. I'm like, because the minute his eyes lit up
Flash
red, I'm like, that's just exactly like the small one. I'm like, I bet he's Martian Manhunter. Ryan goes down the store. He goes, no, Toby. He's Cyborg Superman. His name is Hank Hanshaw. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
He's not fucking Martian Manhunter. Is not Martian. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm wrong, and he fucking is Martian Manhunter, motherfucker.
All right, so I was.
You look so awesome.
I was on.
Too.
So I went to the CBS website today, and I watched the clip where he reveals himself.
CBR, Comic Book Resources.
Yeah.
And
it also stated that when they were setting up Hank Henshaw in the series,
he knew,
and they're like. Yeah, and they were looking at his ears, the actor's ears.
Oh, really?
And they're like, if anybody's going to be an alien, he is. And if he was going to be any alien, who could it be? And somebody from DC said he should be Martian Manhunter.
But he didn't.
And then they go,
like Smallville.
and then they go, well, why can't he be?
Yeah.
And so they wrote it in like that. So they wrote it up like that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He nailed it. I mean, there was unlike Red Tornado, where it's a shitty brown costume. He nailed the fucking Martian Manhunter, New 52. Perfect. Yes.
Yeah. Toby.
What?
You're just mad?
Hey, can we give Jem some credit?
What I needed to say has been said at this point.
Can we give Jem some credit?
Oh yeah, Jem looked awesome too. Like I gotta watch the episode either tonight or tomorrow. Yeah.
For those of you who don't know,
fantastic.
Jem is the
son of
Saturn, and he's also the enemy of Martian Manhunter. So,
yeah. Well, when I heard Jem was going to be on the show, there was that little thing in my head that was like, it'd be cool if Martian Manhunter was on this show too. Oh well. And I didn't even think about it again. Man, all you fucking haters out there is Supergirl.
I'm just mad at you. Fucking brushed me off. He's no fucking Martian Manhunter. Stupid Toby.
His name is
Read
Hank.
some comic books.
His name is
That's right. They'll make up for it. They'll bring John Johns in, and he'll be the Cyborg Superman.
He'll be Cyborg Superman. yeah. So,
That was a cool reveal, though.
If you've been like, man, Supergirl's girl show, go watch it. They're doing the same shit in this they're doing in Flash and Arrow.
Yep.
It's
I've
the
been
dialogue
too
is
busy.
kinda
and just
girly
as
though.
fast too. I mean, the characters they're bringing up. I mean, they blew up Red Tornado. A spoiler, but still, that's
What?
But that's the first.
Hold on.
Fucker.
Name me a story with the Red Tornado where he doesn't get blown
That was where I was going with this. I was like, it's the first version of Red Tornado. Okay, so
Yeah.
You know what they're going to bring into this show?
What's
the
that?
Metal
I'm
Men.
sorry.
I love the Metal Men. Even with the Red Tornado, though, even though his costume looked a little shitty, whatever, they nailed the bottom spinning, the hand spinning, perfect. I don't care if his costume looked a little shitty; they'll do another version. And
Exactly.
he'll look
Yeah.
just like
They'll
the
make
Red
it brighter.
Tornado.
They'll make it brighter.
Yeah.
So
that didn't even worry me. That was a good episode too.
that was a good episode.
You know, whatever, a little girly dialogue. I don't care.
It's a little girl.
Okay, what I do hate about the show is all the girly cover versions of awesome '80s songs. That gets on my nerves a little bit, but. Show's fantastic. Supergirl's really good.
I've seen the pilot. I haven't watched anything else
just-
because I've just been too busy, but I want to.
This just took it up to another level for me. All right.
Besides, Red Tornado's an immortal, so he can't die. His essence will transfer to another one. So
Now that we've DC'd out for an hour, let's Marvel out for 20 minutes.
we're having such a good time.
No, we got some really good books to talk about.
No, I think he's right. We were having a good time, and now you're going to spoil it.
No. We have a handful of Marvel titles because we've been a little lax on our. We've had some kind of special episodes. A little lax
I
on
got
our.
books in the back to look at, so I'll be right back.
A little lax on our going down
It's not your Marvel.
the list of all the new Marvel number ones, which I have to say. Sales on the first couple weeks of some of these books here at the store were a little like, some of these are good, some of these are bad. I have to admit, on a lot of the titles, sales have really picked up, which is fantastic. I love to see it, especially on some of the more off titles. And Vision, not just here, other stores have reported insane sales from people picking up Vision.
That issue was really good.
Yeah, so it seems like a lot of you guys are picking up this from your local comic shop or people jumping on because Vision definitely.
You didn't read number 2 yet, Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie wasn't here last week. You didn't get a chance to read his comics. So we're going to talk about this is from 2 weeks ago. Next week we'll probably end up doing the last 2 weeks. Next week will also be our Jessica Jones wrap up, which I'm on episode 8. So we'll I'll
try and watch at least the first one.
At least watch the pilot. Yeah. And
been too busy.
Hopefully, Charlie, Toby, you guys finished Jessica
Yeah,
Jones
I
yet?
finished it.
Toby, you finished it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I actually really want to finish the Omni before recording the next episode.
We'll do that, and we'll finish up the Marvel #1s. We'll have a couple weeks of stuff to do for that. But let's hit up some of these new Marvel #1s. Let's start with Silk #1. It came out a couple weeks ago by Robbie Thompson, Stacey Lee. Same creative team, same plot, same story, basically, is what was... Well... continuation of the story. It's not the same plot. But
continuation, but with some shakeups like a lot of the other #1s have had.
Silk, again, like the majority of the more recently ongoing launched Marvel #1s prior to Secret Wars, picks back up pretty much where it left off and is still really good. Silk has been a good book this entire run. Love the art style, love the writing. The character's really fun. If you don't know her backstory, she's a more recent character introduced where... she was actually bit by the same spider that bit Peter Parker, but her parents... did they wrap up the deal with her parents?
No, she's still looking for him.
Yeah.
She's still looking for him, but I mean, the history is Ezekiel basically got his hands on her and said, we need to lock you away in this bunker.
For like a decade or something. Yeah. Right. So she comes out and she's like... And her and Peter have like a little something going on whenever they run into each other.
It's like animals in fucking heat is what it is.
That's a way to put it.
Unique pheromones.
Sure,
let's put it that way.
Sure.
They rip each other's costumes off and try and do the dirty.
No, she's Peter's age.
She's the same age, yeah.
Well, how old is Peter?
I mean, he was in his 30s. Now he's like late 20s.
Oh, he's younger now?
One more day they kind of pulled him back a handful of years. Yeah.
Handful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole idea is she was there too and got bit by the spider.
Yeah, she's like in his class or something.
But Ezekiel basically
because in the book she comes off very teenagerish.
I mean, they're probably supposed to be 26.
Well, keep in mind the idea is she got locked away in a bunker 10 years ago when she was a teenager.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's
like all the stuff she liked and everything else
socially.
Developed from 10 years prior.
Yeah. When she gets out, she just wants to do the nasty with the spider or the man.
Well, she wants to, but...
I don't know. The book doesn't read like that at all. So I like what Brock just said, but I really like the book though. It's very Runaways-ish, very Mary Jane loves Peter Parker-ish. I really like the story.
Yeah,
and I'm totally full. I actually read that issue out of the many. So I wanted to put my 2 cents in since I actually read some books.
I love the Jameson relationship with her.
Yeah.
It's kind of like she's the new Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Well, she's the reverse Peter Parker. He's all...
Right.
Yeah.
Silk's the real hero.
Yeah. But she's having a back and
what happened
forth.
to Jameson? Why is he not the Daily? He got fired?
Well, he became mayor, and then he stopped being the mayor, and then he went off and
now he's the
paper.
king of all
now he's
media.
He's
a talk
Larry
show
King
host.
Geraldo Rivera.
Yeah. Good book. Next, Venom Space Knight #1 by Robbie Thompson and Ariel Olivetti, whose fucking art never ceases to amaze me.
The
Such
art
a great
is
artist.
great in this book.
Story,
It does come a little bit like, remember when they did more of those Friday the 13th movies? And they had like Jason X in space?
Yeah.
Doesn't it come off a little bit like fucking Venom in space?
Well, so Venom has been part of the Guardians of the Galaxy for the last couple of years, so it makes sense that he's in space. I mean, that's fine. But I just don't see this as an ongoing book. There's not a lot.
Is it Eddie?
Yeah.
It is Eddie?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's Flash.
Oh, sorry, Flash Thompson. Yeah, sorry. No,
it is still Flash Thompson.
Just
Yeah, it's
Flash
still
Thompson.
Flash. You went
Eddie is anti-Venom.
in Carnage.
Yeah, they reintroduced him in Carnage. Yeah,
And he's not anti-venom anymore.
Yeah,
he's
he's just-
Toxin.
Yeah,
Toxin.
or whatever. Who even knows what he is now? But yeah, interesting story. He just goes around to save some aliens. Why did he break up from the Guardians? I don't know. There's kind of this ongoing joke that he's like a space protector, or what do they call him?
We'll just call him a Space Knight since that's what it says
Champion
on
of
the...
Space.
No, but they call him something in it.
Champion of the Universe.
It's something like that. Yeah.
Well, it's a cosmic something.
Cosmic
Guardian.
the symbiote.
Agent of the Cosmos. That's what it
The
is.
symbiote is alien, so it's only right that the alien goes back home.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, I mean, again...
It's old school Nova Corps.
It was a cool enough first issue. Long term, it's not really Venom. It's not traditional Venom.
I would have preferred Rom the Space Knight to come back.
I guess my issue with this, and especially since I was reading Guardians, I don't know if I missed an issue, but I remember them going back to the planet of the symbiotes.
Right.
I remember him getting sort of like purged, but this Agent of the Cosmos thing
it's out of
out of nowhere, and he doesn't even know what's going on. He's like, I'm an agent of the cosmos, but what does that mean?
I think
and supposedly he's got voices in his head now, and
this is like that 8-month gap, like post Secret Wars. So we just don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but I found it weird that he's now an agent of the cosmos without actually knowing what. Like, it's like he's as blind as what's going on as we are, and that doesn't quite work in the story.
Right.
Well, especially with like all the Guardians books, you have the Guardians of the Galaxy, which just picks up where the last one left off. It's not even 8-month gap. There's a gap, but I mean,
I would say it's
kind of,
probably an 8-month gap.
But that story kind of just picks up, and then you get like Guardians of Infinity.
Yeah, I haven't read that one.
Which is weird, and then you have
the other half of the team.
Yeah, well, no, it's like the team breaks up. It's like, oh, we're breaking up. In the Drax book, they break up and they're going their own way, and then in Guardians of Infinity, it's like 3 of them are going their own way, and then Venom the Space Knight he's going his own way, and it's like, well, when did these actually take place?
Right. Well, they just take place in between each other's stories.
Like the continuity between books is garbage.
Let's move on to Star-Lord #1 by Sam Humphries and Javier Garron. Star-Lord, the first run of it prior to the Secret Wars relaunch, I really, really liked. I thought Star-Lord was super fun, super funny. I loved Kitty Pryde. This relaunch issue was really bad. I don't know.
This one?
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
I thought
I didn't like it either.
It was really bad, yeah. Did you like it?
Well, I only got like 4 or 5 pages in, but I liked it, what I read so far. I thought they were going into some cool stuff. I mean, it was basically, they should have just called it Peter Quill.
Well, to me, it felt like we were watching Star Trek.
Well, I don't know.
But it's like Peter before he's Star-Lord. I kind of like that.
But I don't...
Unexplored territory, right?
Unless I'm completely misremembering the actual origin of Star-Lord, like, this isn't...
Oh, is it wrong? See, here's the thing.
fit.
I'm not attached to Star-Lord, right? So I know nothing about him.
Yeah, I mean...
So I'm reading this with new eyes, basically,
like
right?
the movie, I mean, he grows up just like a regular Earth. He's not like from some weird, like, Star Trek future world and comes back in time and all that stuff. I don't know where this is coming from.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
It felt like it's supposed to be normal day, but Earth is all covered with aliens, and there's like some NASA future thing, and they kind of do like the, he was like the Anakin Skywalker. Oh, he steals a jet and goes off into space and wacky hijinks ensue. I don't know. I really, really liked the last series, but this one did not work for me at all. I
agree.
The art was okay.
Art's fine, but...
Yeah, well, the art's fine, but...
I just thought the art was pretty good.
Putting good art on a bad story in sort of a confined space like this doesn't give it a chance to shine.
Yeah. I'm just surprised they're not continuing. I mean, if they wanted to do just an origin issue or have a flashback story, that's cool. But why would they start this at the origin? Why wouldn't they start this the modern day Star-Lord?
They are calling it year 1,
I'm guessing
so we'll
it's
see.
because they weren't sure how to do a story of King Star-Lord.
Or heaven forbid, just say it's a miniseries and call it Star-Lord Year 1, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what what it is.
It's probably what it's going to end up being.
We don't copy DC.
Yeah. Oh, they've done plenty of Year 1s. All right, Spider-Woman by, oops, I lost my thing here. Spider-Woman by Dennis Hopeless and Javier Rodriguez. Again, continuing, well, not exactly where it left off, but continuing the style and story, same creative team as the previous Spider-Woman book. This time she's all new and all pregnant. I've really liked the Spider-Woman book, and I really like this first issue. It's very funny, very clever. They do a good job. Spider-Woman's dialogue is very funny. I like all her, like Ant-Man, her wacky Z-list characters that they rope in to be her supporting cast. These real crappy villains that they bring in to kind of run around with her and work with her. The series, again, has been really good. Unfortunately for us, it's been one of our worst-selling ongoing Marvel comics. I don't know if it'll pick up any steam with the new #1. Probably not. But I think it's a good book. It's worth checking out. If you like old-school Spider-Woman, I still think it clicks. I don't hate her new costume. Yeah, I like Spider-Woman.
I didn't read it.
Toby, Charlie?
I liked it overall. I especially liked the fact that in a lot of ways it was about her dealing with the changes to her own instincts to a degree and sort of learning to take a step back. So it does a good job of continuing where the story was going and almost puts her in more of a, I'm help guiding these people to sort of shoulder the burden that I'm having to step back from.
Well, the whole being pregnant thing, it leads to a very funny issue because it shows her like day 1, day 2, and how she has to, right, like you said, how she has to keep pulling back. But I'm afraid there could be a joke that gets really old really fast because they kind of keep joking that she's at some big like party and people keep asking her, you know, who's the father, and she keeps like smacking people around when they ask her. She beats up Iron Man. It's really funny. But I'm curious what the plan for this is in the next couple months. Again, it feels like a cool story arc, but long term, I don't know where they're going with this. But cool issue, and I've liked the previous run of it, so I definitely recommend reading it if you like the character. All right, definitely one of the all new, all different books from Marvel is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, issue number 1 by Brandon Monclair and Amy Reeder with Natasha Bustos as the artist. This, like a lot of the new number 1s that come out of, you know, either non-existent characters from before or a character like, let's say, Vision or Illuminati, where you're like, what are they going to do with this? Lots of, you know, low expectations, very reserved going into a book like this.
Out of all the books, that one piqued my interest right away.
Yeah, because it's
different.
It's different, right?
Yeah,
right,
and I was like, I kind of like the look, and I kind of flipped through it, and it's the first book I read out of this week's stack.
Yeah. So like some of those really all new, all different books, some are good, some are bad, some are fantastic. This definitely, for me, falls under the good category.
It could be fantastic. We don't know yet.
Well, they've had a lot of books that, you know, it's tough because when you have a book like Teen Titans or The New Warriors or The New Mutants or Spider-Girl, right, or let's say Spider-Gwen, you have a lot of these books with kids or teenagers that, like, you got to make sure you're writing them properly. I found too often books about kids end up being just kind of stupid because it's just fucking kids, and it's hard. A book like Power Pack or Shazam, you have to write very carefully because it's almost entirely adults reading a book about kids.
Yeah.
Think about something like Harry Potter, right?
But obviously, I actually think some of these books, like the new Silk, the Moon Girl, I think these are books that I think little girls can read. Actually,
no, you're right on. No, you're dead on. The problem comes, I mean,
to find the audience at this point,
Marvel has to be aware that the majority of people buying Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur are going to be adult men. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Right?
That doesn't sound creepy at all.
I'm not saying that can't change.
Yeah, I'm hoping it does because it's written really nicely.
And again, if you're a kid, this is a great book for you. Will kids find this book? I don't know. It doesn't talk down to kids. It's perfectly readable for adults.
It's totally voicing their opinions.
Yeah,
I think it's very, very nicely done. Yeah.
No, it's a good issue. Fun. So the old Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur is an old. Was that Jack Kirby?
Yeah, I was going to ask you the history of it because
Devil Dinosaur.
Originally,
I believe so.
Yeah, because originally I thought this was something new. I didn't realize this was on top of an older property. So I don't know the history of this at all.
Moon Boy is the kind of ape-like creature that she's flashing back with.
Yeah.
And Devil Dinosaur is just this red Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah,
so the original Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur is in the past?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're actually kind of linking the two stories together.
Right. So she basically gets the orb that like takes Devil Dinosaur from the past into like the current day. She's now,
and this could easily be a nice little cute miniseries too. Yeah. But I also like that she reads like a little girl version of Reed Richards.
Yeah.
I think it's a really nicely done book. I'm really excited to see where it's going.
No, I totally agree. I go into these not with low expectations because I expect them to suck. Just I have to temper my expectations on how these books are going to do long term. Again, I'm not thinking about just a story. I look at this from sales perspective, from marketing perspective.
Yeah.
It's maybe not fair, but I have to look at these books from these perspectives. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is a book that I look at, and I'll order a handful of number 1s and probably cut my orders for number 2 to like 5 copies, and I'll be sub only by issue 4. That is not the case. It sold extremely well to a lot of people who I know bought it for their kids. They told me.
Yeah.
And I asked, and I said, and
it's a really good book.
I hope this sells to its target audience, and many people I know with kids bought this for their girls.
That's perfect.
So that's I'm really hoping this book takes off.
And I even think for adults, the fans of the Runaways and or the ones that like the Mary Jane loves Peter Parker, the Silk the Moon Girl, they're really in that realm of storytelling. I think you guys are going to enjoy those books if you like those kind of books.
Yeah.
Well, you were talking about writing for a younger audience, and you brought up Shazam, and it was John's backup's Shazam story in Justice League.
Yeah,
that was done really, really well. Because you read it and you were like following it along, and that's the thing is it's not talking down to kids, and it's not talking low for adults. It's kind of hitting this nice medium. And Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, I mean, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, cool.
I went in going, oh god, this is gonna hurt, but yeah, I enjoyed it, and yeah, it's something that definitely is for a younger audience, and I think. Parents.
I love the bloody cover. The cover is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't let that, for a younger audience, scare you off
No,
from
I mean,
reading
like
it.
I said, I totally enjoyed the book. I really, really like that book.
And that's why I said, with the kids, with the books about kids and teenagers, sometimes it doesn't click to adults.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does.
Fair enough. No, that's
right.
Yeah,
and I think this does.
Yeah,
Like,
the first Devil Dinosaur was written for adults. So,
Well, of course.
Yeah, so
but you can rebrand it, though. It's
So
fine.
I mean, this is a nice nice transition over to a younger audience.
mid-70s. I mean, yeah.
70s, yeah.
I mean, everything. It was still a very all ages audience. There wasn't an adult or kid. It was a very transitional time period for comics.
Okay, I'll give you that. But still, I mean,
but
it was not at this level. It was not written down to this.
It wasn't as kiddie, I would say, as this, but it's definitely not an adult book.
No.
Yeah.
Since Brock brought it up, sorry. The Jeff Smith fucking Shazam was amazing.
Yeah.
That little hardcover I recommend it to everybody.
Monster Society?
Yeah.
That was really, really good.
All right, last one from a couple weeks ago. We got Mighty Thor #1 by Jason Aaron and Russell Dodderman.
Now, is that a double-sized book? Because that seemed like it was going to go on forever.
It may be a little over. Is it $4.99? Yeah, it was like an extra like 8 pages or something.
Right.
Yeah. Again, not much to say.
The art's really nice.
If you've read the previous Thor and you liked it, you'll read this and like it. It's one of the best books Marvel's putting out. If you read the previous Thor and didn't like it, what's wrong with you? Thor has been fantastic. This is actually, I think, the first issue that we haven't had Thor. Because Thor is not in this issue at all, right?
He's on the cover. No, he's talking about...
Let me rephrase this.
Okay.
Thor
Guy
Odinson is not in this comic, where I believe he was in every other issue of the first 8 prior to
most
this.
of them, yeah.
A lot of it was around the mystery prior to this. Well, the mystery was solved, so now it's about sort of reestablishing and giving people a good jump-on point.
Right. So, yeah, if you, if you like the first 8 issues, and, I mean, everyone should know who Thor is at this point. I guess spoiler if you don't know who it is. But Jane Forrester was...
Foster.
Natalie
Forrester?
Portman
Jane
is
Foster
Thor? No kidding.
is revealed as the female Thor.
Yep.
As she's battling cancer, and when she's in Thor form, she is fine. And when she comes out of it, gets worse. And so her thing is, well, I can't stay Thor forever. There's many problems Thor can't solve. So she kind of going back and forth.
I like how she explains why she gets worse.
Yeah.
It's because when she transforms, the magic sort of purges her body of impurities, which include the cancer treatment.
Right, the drugs, yeah.
So the fact that the cancer is not seen as an impurity when she transforms basically means it progresses when she goes back, because she's now cleared out the treatment every time she transforms.
And Jane Foster is what do they call her? She's like what do they call her? To the Nine Realms. She's the... What's the word I'm looking for?
Ambassador?
She's like she's like the ambassador of Earth. So she has to be there and has to be in human form. And they're looking for Thor. They're looking for the female Thor. Odin wants her dead or gone or banished. He hates her because who's this imposter? So, yeah, very cool issue. Very, very cool issue. Highly recommend it if you like the previous stuff.
Highly recommend it, period.
Before we get to some questions... We've got a couple people here on Patreon we get a plug. Going into next year, I haven't fully decided, but I think we're going to switch up our Patreon stuff a bit. So if you've been a backer of our Patreon,
Please keep doing it.
Please keep doing it. You may see some tiers switch around. You may see some things come and some things go. I assume that if I close a tier and people are on it, all their things are not moved to another tier. I believe all their things are canceled. So if you've been a backer of us and you want to continue backing us on Patreon, you may need to go in and redo your tier sometime in January. We're still planning, trying to figure out what we're going to do. Nothing major, just reorganizing how we have the tiers and everything. But we definitely have to thank our good friend Albert Soy and his app Plant Everywhere on iPhone, on iOS. Definitely check that out.
Needs to get on Android.
And, of course, Jody Lawson at Canon, the Triad Comics anthology at triadcomicsstudios.com. Definitely go there and pick up some comics. They got some good stuff for you to read. And we've got all sorts of great people that give us a little bit of money. We like to thank those people once a month here. Let's go quickly through the list. Thank all these people. Our good friends Mark Long, Edgar Moreno, Kevin Nguyen, Christopher Stone, Wesley Thon, Scott, CrossX Hunter is now. CrossX Hunter talking to me on Twitter just today. Mike Campbell, David Safar, who you can hear on Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension, along with Charlie.
Red Hat Man.
Christopher Noyes, who you can hear
playing soccer or watching soccer.
Who you can hear actually, hopefully, on a very soon to be upcoming episode of the Comic Conspiracy Podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Joshua Redding, Alex McHale, Sam Che, Joel Jimenez, Joseph Herrera, Armando Testani, Ivan Leskanik. Again, I'm probably pronouncing everyone's name wrong. Just correct me if I've been pronouncing it wrong.
I think they just enjoy the
12
wrong
months.
pronunciation.
Chris Palaki, Aaron Wright, Jason Thomas, Ocularis, of course, classic name.
I friended him on Hearthstone.
Yeah. Michael Moore, not the filmmaker. Matthew Schnapp, Santiago Mendez.
We're not that special.
Sloan. Again, our good friend Peter Parker. Can't forget about him. Father Dante, Don Kilson, and John G. Thank you guys all very much.
John Jones?
Yeah, maybe.
Jones.
Thank you guys all very, very much for your donations. And everyone else that donated at every other level. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for the pizza.
Yep, thanks for the pizza. Thanks for the hosting. And, we appreciate you guys. And again, look for that stuff. We may change some stuff up next year. All right, a couple questions. Let's get through a few of these. Mitchell.
Hey, Mitch.
Always the very first one to send me a question when I ask for him.
Because he sets an alarm.
He's on the fucking...
He has an alarm set, like, exactly when he needs to send
this.
it.
This is disturbing.
Yeah, I've talked to him. He goes, I have an alarm set. And I always, it rings, and I go, oh, shit. And he sends the question.
And how much do you pay this guy, Brock?
I don't pay him anything.
He pays us. His question is there really a Batman TMNT comic coming out? Yes, and it comes out tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, it looks pretty good, too.
Isn't Carlos doing the art?
Carl Standa?
Yeah.
Is it?
I thought so.
Covers or art? I don't think he's doing...
He did at least a cover, and then any newness did a cover too.
Charles got it right there.
Hold on.
Bring it out, because Carlos is my man. No, I guess not. Maybe he did a cover then.
Yeah, he probably did some. Yeah,
might have to save one of those for Mitchell.
All right.
We had a couple questions.
Is the question just if it's coming out?
Well, he says, is it real? Yeah, it's coming out tomorrow.
We're holding it in our hands right
now. Well,
now.
it's coming out today.
No,
tomorrow.
If you hear this Tuesday night, it's coming out tomorrow. If you hear this Wednesday, it's coming out today. If you hear this Thursday or beyond, it came out already. We got a few here. Marco and Mike Campbell actually kind of both asked the same question. They said, any Christmas-themed comics that we like?
The Lara Flea's holiday special.
That's a good one. A good one.
The Lobo paramilitary Christmas special. I love it.
Of course you were going to say that.
I just watched it today. I watched this fan video.
Film.
Oh, God, I love it.
The second I read the question, I'm like, well, Jim's going to say fucking Lobo, of course.
Little Gotham by Dustin Nguyen.
Oh, yeah, they had a Christmas issue, huh?
Yeah.
I like the...
Well, all the stories were themed about holidays.
Yeah.
The oversized treasuries of Christmas for the DC universe.
Yeah, I like those.
Those are fantastic.
Yeah.
The Batman had the 80-page giant that was like winter themed.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
That one was pretty good.
I'm trying to think what else.
The Harley Quinn holiday one was pretty funny.
There's the Hulk issue where is it Abomination?
No. It's the Hulk and Rhino.
Rhino.
Rhino is Santa Claus. Inside, he's trying to. Rhino is so poor. He's trying to make money paying Santa Claus inside a department store.
Yeah.
And I think it's the Gray Hulk that goes after him.
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking Abomination. I was like Hulk villain, Abomination. No, it was Rhino. Yeah,
that's hilarious. I love that cover. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Speaking of those specific Hulk issues,
Jesus. Good stuff. Good Halloween. Or good Halloween. It should be Halloween.
Halloween?
Every day is Halloween.
That would be the long Halloween.
Good Christmas issues there.
That was a good Christmas issue in that one.
Let's see what I got here. This is from Mike on Twitter. He says, thoughts on the Dark Knight 3 Collector's Edition of issue number 1. Better to wait for that as opposed to the regular edition. So that actually comes out tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to think about that. And I only ordered a couple copies. I got them in. They are beautiful.
They look nice, but why am I... Okay, I can't believe I'm saying this, but why am I going to buy a hardcover of a single issue?
They're big issues, and it looks actually awesome. And there's going to be a slipcase that comes free with issue number 8 to put them all in.
Wow.
It's
wait. They're going to release them all in hardcover?
All issues, yeah. I don't know if they're doing the one-shots as issues. I think it's just an...
I'm just going to wait for the Absolute Edition.
Well, the backups are there. No, I'm talking about there's going to be a series of one-shots that are coming out in between during some breaks in the series.
Oh.
And I don't know if those are going to have hardcover versions or not. I think it's just 1
Charlie,
through
what do
8.
you think?
They're cool looking.
I'm a little torn, especially since they're coming with the slipcase, and I already have the Absolute of the other two.
Yeah, me
so
too. Yeah.
I'm probably going to need to pick up that hardcover and put it next to the Absolute and decide.
Oh,
And I meant put it up
Ryan, just
in
take
the
my
shop.
money, all right? I'll just get them both.
It's a nice black and white sketch Jim Lee cover.
Is it the Jim
Jim
Lee
Lee?
cover?
Yeah.
No, isn't it the Frank Miller cover?
No, it's Jim Lee.
Really?
Yes.
Toby.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's from Leonardo. He says, what's a non-Big 2 comic book that you would think would make a great movie? Bone would be my pick. And that's a and not to discredit your pick, but that's a very common one. A lot of people have said there should be a Bone movie, which I agree with.
I'd rather see.
I don't know
animation.
why it's taking so long.
Wasn't there an animated thing they were doing? Did that ever
they
happen?
did that was one of the first properties like Telltale Games had, I remember.
I thought there was like a cartoon or a short or something they were making. But that never happened, huh?
I don't think it ever got a release.
Yeah.
I think they may have shown a little bit of test footage at Comic-Con
So
one
aside
year
from
or
the big
something.
two,
Yep.
a movie that can be made.
We need another Mask movie. We need a good another Mask movie.
I'd be down for that.
God, I love that original Mask movie so much. Well, what happens these days, I feel, is that a lot of the small press and independent companies, they're either made to be a movie a la that horror Mark Miller, or they're very kind of slice of life, not really movie quality, so more recent stuff, a little bit harder. Either it is going to be a movie, or it probably shouldn't be a movie.
It has to be an independent property?
Yeah, not Marvel, not DC. With kind of more older independent titles, some of them, I think the problem comes with they tapped a lot of the good ones. Rocketeer, that's a great concept.
That was great.
I think
Tick.
I think Grendel. Hey,
I love the Tick.
Tick show is great. I think Grendel can make an interesting movie, like the Matt Wagner Grendel, depending on what they did with it. But I feel like that would have happened if it was going to happen.
What about Mage?
Again, Mage, if it was made in like 1991, would have been fantastic. I don't know what they would do with that now. Again, I feel like these should have already been movies. I feel like the time to adapt those properties has kind of passed us up because those stories are...
Valiant's going to be supposedly coming out with a shitload.
We'll see.
Yeah.
An Exo Manowar movie could be awesome.
And Ninjak.
Ninjak, I would like a Shadow Man movie.
Eternal Warrior. Eternal Warrior would be good for
those guys could be okay.
Well, Eternal Warrior would be good more as better as a TV show where you kind of have
keep on going.
Yeah, because Eternal. So
I expect Brian K. Vaughan will sign the deal for the Saga TV show about 6 months after the comic ends. So
I want an animated Black Sad. That's what I want.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be very cool. All right,
ongoing Archie TV show,
a live action.
Dragon. Archie show is supposed to happen. I don't know.
Action Savage.
Live action Savage Dragon. I would love that.
I think Trip just flipped his lid.
No, don't need that. Okay, that's it.
And that's your opinion.
That's it. That's the end of the episode. Hooray! We're done. Thank you, everyone, for listeing to this wonderful episode of
guys.
The Comic Conspiracy. Thank you, everyone, for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Bryce, suck it.
Bryce, of course.
Hashtag Team Bryce.
I'm sure we'll want to spoil him on all the Civil War crap next time we see Bryce.
They're still using your picture of that postcard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Civil War.
We were actually going to talk about that today. They did officially confirm that Civil War II, the comic book that I announced a few months ago, is happening. It came in the Diamond 2016 retailer calendar that we got this week, and Marvel confirmed, yeah, this is the thing we're doing. And they announced that Brian Michael Bendis and David Marquez, the artist on Iron Man, they're doing it. I don't know if it's going to be a story in Iron Man. I don't know if it's going to be like a crossover, whole spin-off event, but yeah. So look for Civil War 2. But again, we'll have more talk about that when we talk.
Hopefully you'll have more postcards.
So, yeah.
They're never sending Ryan a postcard again.
So we do have a couple kind of specific episodes coming up. The rest of this year is going to be a little bit different than our more traditional episodes. Next week, we're going to be talking about a bunch of the Marvel #1s, but we're also going to be having our full discussion about Jessica Jones. There will not be an episode the week after that, the week of Christmas. However, the weekend prior...
You just ruined everybody's holiday.
Well... We're giving you something special. The weekend prior, on that Friday night, some point very late in the night, I'm sure, we'll be releasing the Comics Conspiracy Star Wars Holiday Special. That is going to be...
Star Wars or Star Wars Force Awakens Special?
It is the Star Wars Holiday Special. Okay. There's going to be...
Ewoks?
12 to 14 people on this podcast... Not at the same time, but 12 to 14 people.
At least for a minute, we have to have everyone on just talking. Just
no.
Just do it. I want your ears and your eyeballs to just
Wait, what day is this? What day is this?
So Friday night, you're going to be gone.
I'm flying the 18th.
I know. If you push your flight back to Saturday, you're more than welcome. That's why I said 12 to 14.
Maybe you can you can record it on the flight and just send it to him, and he can edit it in.
I'll call it in.
We're going to have a very non-traditional episode of the podcast, but we're going to have a Star Wars holiday special with many guest stars. So look
many
out for
secret
that.
origins.
Guest stars from past episodes of the Comic Conspiracy, and a few people that haven't been on. So,
and it's also our pseudo.
We should do it Thursday night after. We should do it Thursday night after the movie.
No,
come in here.
Fuck that shit.
No. I would
fuck that.
I would need to sleep at some point. And then the 2 following weeks after that, we will have our top comic book picks of 2015. The week of New Year's, and then the week after, we'll have our top picks of TV shows, movies, kind of mass media stuff, as well as some news wrap up from stuff coming up. So a couple odd episodes, but I figure it's a good way to wrap up the year. So thank you, everyone, for listening, and I hope you guys continue to listen to this podcast as we finish out 2015. Don't forget, you can find all the previous episodes at geekbox.net and on iTunes. Thank you for all the reviews that I haven't looked at recently.
I was like, you haven't fucking read them.
Forums.geekbox.net and the Geekbox and Comic Conspiracy Facebook group on Facebook. Go there and talk to all our wonderful regulars.
Hey, can I say something real quick? If you're a listener of this podcast, go on iTunes, copy one of those fucking things, and post it to the Facebook Geekbox and Comic Conspiracy thing.
Anyone can read them. Anyone can read them. Just go on there and look.
Just post it up so we can all see it. Tag all of us in it.
Digital.comicsconspiracy.biz. That's your digital site to buy wonderful comic books from us.
Fuck yeah, I'm lazy.
From Comixology. They're part. It's all connected to our site. We get a little bit of money every time you buy from there. So if you aren't on Patreon, you don't live local, it's a great way to support the store. And they've recently added Amazon login, so you can pay directly from your Amazon account.
Now, can you connect your Comixology account to your Amazon account?
You just log in through Amazon, and it's like
linking your Twitter and your Facebook. Like,
sure,
yeah, I think that's what they do.
Yeah. So
I haven't looked into it.
Again, if you use Amazon a lot, an even easier way now to buy digital comics from us. Once again, patreon.com/Comic Conspiracy. Go there and you can donate some money to us. And again, we'll have some new info on that coming up next year. ConspiratorBrock.com, that's Brock's blog and video pull list. Go check that out. Charlie, of course, has the Infinite Longbox podcast and the Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension podcast, where they talk about the wonderful most recent season of Doctor Who. Everyone should go watch it. And we're very excited for the for the Christmas episode airing Christmas Day of Doctor Who. Very excited. And if you're looking for a very last-minute gift, unfortunately, probably too late to do any sort of commissions. However, my wonderful wife, Leanne, has all... Well, it's my wonderful life as well. Has all sorts of great art on her Etsy store. That's etsy.com/shop/Leanne Hill Art. And, of course, we have all that art available here.
Didn't change her last name.
And I'm also not wearing a ring, so there you go. Non-traditional. Hashtag 2015. We also have all her art.
Hashtag like Bryce?
Yeah, we also have
rubbing off on you.
All her art. He hashtags like me, okay? All her art, of course, is available here at the store as well. So pick up some of that. And some people have contacted her recently to buy some art. So that's wonderful.
And remember, if you are also looking for those Christmas presents, you can call the shop, and we do gift certificates.
We do. We absolutely do.
We can mail them anywhere in the United States.
Yep, store credit or gift certificates, whichever way works easier. On Twitter, Ryan Higgins, Ryan. Brock is Brock Sager. Bryce is Larsen, Bryce. Toby is Toby XI. Charlie's Insanity and Chaos. Jim is LD Exterminator. Go follow all of us and tell us how much you love this podcast or how much you hate me continually bashing Donald Trump, because that's all I do on Twitter. The Geekbox Comedy Button, Good Job Brandon, Yell Talk podcast, as well as Monka Machinations. Those are all a bunch of podcasts on our little network. Make sure you go check those out as well.
Share us with people. Spread the word.
Yeah, you can do that. It's the season of giving. Give this podcast to someone for free. Thank you, everyone. That's it. We will see you next week.